Where do you think is the best place to live in Maine? It's the topic of this month's DownEast magazine. This morning, we're looking at one of the new hotspots gaining popularity in Greater Portland and giving you the opportunity to weigh in on where you think is the best spot. Joining us this morning is senior editor Virginia Wright and writer Sarah Ann Donnelly. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
So let's start with one of the articles in this month's DownEast magazine about Munjoy Hill. Why did you choose to focus on Munjoy Hill for one of the articles?
Well, we thought Munjoy Hill was a great fit for a theme about best places to live in Maine. It's always been a great place to live, but there's a lot of change going on Munjoy Hill, and we felt that Sarah Ann Donnelly was the right person to look into that for us because she's lived in Portland all her life.
What did you find out about Munjoy Hill? It certainly has a lot of history.
Yeah, well, I found that it's been popular for some time now, but it's particularly popular right now among a certain set of buyer, and that is the baby boomer, the affluent baby boomer, empty nester that's interested in the small town vibe of Munjoy Hill, but also the cosmopolitan aspect of it. And they are coming into the neighborhood and they're buying very expensive luxury condominiums, and that is having an effect on the property values of the neighborhood. So that's the change that I noticed is happening most recently.
It's a stark contrast. You said in your article that the average wage for someone a few years ago living there was $33,000, and now condos are going for $800,000.
Right, and as a Portlander, and as a West Ender, which is what has historically been the expensive neighborhood in the city, it was surprising for me to find that out, that the neighborhood is changing in sort of its most fundamental way. It's a particularly poignant gentrification that's happening on Munjoy Hill because the history of the hill is as a working class family neighborhood. And while the Munjoy Hillers are welcoming to the baby boomers that are moving in, there's also a lot of concern about the effect on property values that their purchasing will have. But certainly those luxury condominiums are very popular. I noticed in my reporting that many of them are being sold in cash. There are bidding wars going on. Some of them are sold by word of mouth within days. So that change is acute, and it's going to keep coming.
Pretty incredible. And
yeah.
There's also a lot of restaurants. It's vibrant down there.
It is. There is a little commercial district at the top of Congress Street with some of the best restaurants in town. You have galleries because of the artistic community that thrives there. The St. Lawrence Art Center is a great place to go and see local productions. And then, of course, you have the Eastern Promenade, which when I talked to Munjoy Hill residents and asked them what is the one place you would send people, most of them said I would send them to the Eastern Promenade, which is steps away from the neighborhood itself and has, I think, the most stunning view in the city of Casco Bay.
We don't want to give away the whole entire article, but we do want to ask you, where do you think the future is for Munjoy Hill?
I think the gentrification will continue. I spoke with City Councilor Kevin Donahue, who lives on the Hill and represents that district and is himself a renter and a parent who can't afford to buy on the Hill. And he's looking around for affordable housing options, places that the city can buy or promote the building of affordable housing. But those places are few and far between on this densely developed hill. And so I think property values will continue to go up, and it'll just be a question of, kind of like on the rest of the peninsula, how much the city will intervene or not, and public sentiment regarding that change.
And Virginia, we want to ask you about the voting process. We mentioned it in our intro, best places to live. So how can people get involved in that?
You can pick up a ballot in our magazine in the March issue, but you can also go online, DownEast.com, and place a vote for your favorite place to live in Maine.
And we have about 20 seconds left to go. A preview of the April issue.
April is a home and garden issue, so we're still looking at living in Maine, but we're focusing on dwellings and your personal surroundings.
And hopefully we'll see flowers in April at some point.
I hope so.
Thank you both for joining us this morning, and we will be right back.
Thank you.